Record. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this intro session to the Employers Association of New England, otherwise known as EANE. I am very excited to announce that NERC is partnering with EANE, and we are going to be providing members with access to discounted human resources, services, and benefits that they offer. And so Sam Borsari is here today to speak with us about EANE and all of the programs and resources that they provide.
Thank you so much, Megan. I'm so excited to be here today. And I think what we'll do today is I want to introduce myself and then I'll share a little bit about EANE as well, and kind of go into what exactly membership is with us, what are some of the services that we have to offer, and then kind of end with that partnership element that we are now working with NERC. So what you have access to as a NERC member. And I think I'm so excited today just to be here, just because I think NERC and EINE, we met, and we're really just all about trying to help businesses find the right resources to make sure that you guys thrive and succeed. So I'm excited to just show you what we have to offer. If and when there's ever an HR need that arise, we want to make sure that we're available for you, and that you know that we're here to support you every step of the way. Um, so I am going to start by sharing my screen quickly. Here we go. Let me know if you can see that all right. So
Yes,
now,
seeing it. Sorry.
no, you're good. Thank you. So a little bit about EINE. So we're the Employers Association of the Northeast. We've been around for over 100 years. Not a lot of people know that, but we were originally founded for employers, and we continue to be that way, as a resource to help you manage not only your employees, but also make sure that you're engaging your staff and you're retaining talent and you're staying in compliance. And that's a major element. We were started by a small group of manufacturers, and they realized that especially as you start to manage people, this is a job in itself. There's a lot to it, especially when it comes to managing HR. So the Employers Association was founded to provide streamlined resources all under one umbrella, to make sure that you're able to do that and do right by your people, and stay in compliance at the same time. And we also have a section for learning and development as well. Because we all know that in order to engage and retain your staff, that is a huge key element, is that continuous learning with your people, whether it be through people you want to rise up in the ranks and maybe you see leadership potential. We have over 60 classes that we also offer. And I know NERC has been great about putting some of those on their calendar as well. But I just want to give a quick little overview that we aren't just HR. We're also the L&D component as well. But to start, we're a membership organization. So a little bit about that. We currently serve over 1,000 different members across the Northeast. Um, you're probably asking, what do those look like? We help organizations that are as small as 5 employees. They're sometimes the owner or the director of a business that they don't have an HR person on staff, but they really just need some extra guidance to make sure they're doing the right things in terms of managing their people. So we can streamline those resources for them as well. But we also work with companies that have 50 plus, up to 500 employees, that have an entire HR department, and we're really just an extension to that for whatever need they have at the moment. So we work from industries from manufacturing to nonprofit human services. We have, we're just so proud of our member base that they come from all different areas, and we're here to help them whatever their needs may be, because we know with HR and L&D that there's no one size fits all. So with our resources, which I'll go into more detail in a bit, we really work to try to customize those and meet you where you are. This is just kind of an overview of some of the different segments of EANE that we offer, and then I'll streamline more so about what membership entails. But from some of the standpoints of HR services, we have a team of 10 plus HR individuals on our team. They're all certified in HR. And they've been working in 10 plus years in a variety of different industries. We have our HR hotline. We work for handbook development and review, HR audits. affirmative action plans. It could be investigations, mediations, or maybe it's something like a fractional HR that you're looking at. You don't have the resources maybe to hire someone on full time, but maybe there's a need that you need someone 10 hours, 15 hours a month just to do something specific. We can do that. And again, I kind of mentioned the L&D portion of membership as well. We have everything from the Excel trainings that we manage to the HR trainings and leadership communication styles, even a customer service type of training. We have ones that are the public ones that we run, and we have on our calendar that anyone, whether you're a member or not, can sign on for. Um, or we have on-site options as well. Because we know, especially if you want to get your team together, maybe it's in a more collaborative space, we have the options to do that. And again, we have the compensation element and talent management are the other sections. But this is just a quick overview. I wanted to kind of explain a little bit about how we worked, is that we are a membership organization. So if you say are in need of maybe L&D or HR support, you can become a member with the Employers Association of the Northeast. And what that means is your entire organization has access to us. We are an extension to provide these resources. But membership also comes with a lot of free member benefits, which is why I'm going to quickly turn over my screen so I can show you that as well. Hmm, Hold on one moment. Sorry, I'm going to share my screen. All right. Can everyone see that screen all right?
You're good.
Okay, perfect. All right. So with this screen, sure, real quick, this is our website. So when you are a member, you get access to your My EANE portal. Um, and that is really unique because you get a variety of different kinds of resources here. But the first thing I want to point out that EANE membership has and includes is our HR hotline. And it's this number right up here. It's the 877-662 number. Now, with membership, one of the biggest member benefits is you get access to our team of HR professionals Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. If you have a question on compliance, it could be an employee relations situation, it could be something regarding policies and forms, or maybe there's something that's happening in your local area that there's a changing legislation and you just need additional guidance on. That's what we're here for. That's what I mean by when you become a member with EANE or you work with us, you have an extension to our team. You'll have access and you can call for any of those questions, or even if you just are looking for that second opinion, that is where that hotline is super valuable and comes in handy. Um, and as a NERC member, since we have partnered with them, if you'd like to try out the hotline, maybe there's one certain situation that's happening, or you're just curious about how it works, you can get access to one free hotline call with us. That way, it's a great, if you have something that's pressing that you really need some guidance on immediately, you can reach out to me and we'd be more than happy to connect you over just so you can try that. So again, do not forget that that is an option. That as an ERC member, that is one thing that you have available to you is try out the hotline, give it a go, and we'd love to hear your feedback on how that is. But again, this 877 number, that is one of our most popular member benefits. So when you come on board, if you choose you want to work with us, your entire organization, not just one person, will have access to that number. Now, members also get access to our membership dashboard. So this is the behind the scenes look at what you get. And this again is some streamlined resources. So one thing that I always like to point out is the policies, forms, and toolkits. Now, if you're like some of our members, or maybe you're trying to rework your handbook, or maybe there's some situation that's happening, maybe with attendance or dress code, and you realize, wow, I think I need a new policy. Maybe the one that I have is currently outdated. You might in the past have gone through and tried to create one from scratch, or maybe you've had to reach out to your local employment law attorney, or you've just tried to chat GBT it to figure it out yourself. Well, our members have access to our sample forms and policies and toolkits. These are all things that are made in-house. And I'll click on this real quick so you can have a quick overview of that. Now, our HR team creates these, drafts these, and what these are, it's pretty self-explanatory, is that when you click on these, we have created for all different topics, different sample policies that you could use and implement as you see fit. Now, this is really great again because it's a time saver. You don't have to go and make one yourself. We have them already here. So, for instance, ADA, we have several policies already drafted. Our compliance director, Mark Adams, on our team, he has an employment law background. He reviews all of these policies. So you can feel comfortable that if you need to use one and implement it, that it's going to be in compliance. So that you shouldn't have to worry there. But again, these are all things that you can kind of preview and go through as members that you have access to. And as you can see, we have quite a few, everything from attendance policies down to appearance and dress code. You name it, we most likely have it. And if, say, there's a question on whether this applies to your organization or maybe you have some concerns, that's when we can say you can call the HR hotline and they can kind of review that policy for you and see how it can best fit into your current handbook or other pre-existing policies that you have. I'm going to go back to the other page if it loads. And then sample forms works very similar. So with membership, you also get access to these because it's similar type of way. You can download them in a PDF. You can implement them as you'd like. We have quite a few of these. The pre-employment ones are quite popular. So we have the I-9 audits, employment eligibility forms. And we also have a few for record keeping. So maybe you need a handbook acknowledgement form for online or paper. This again is just an example of some of the resources that you have. Our team is here to try to make HR as simple as possible for you, especially if maybe you're managing HR on top of other responsibilities because we know that it takes so much time. So we want to make sure we can provide you support where we can. Now, member toolkits are another thing that EANE has to offer as well. And these are really neat. They work a little bit different than some of the policies and forms. And I can show you really quick. So these are when there's some popular topics in HR, right, that has a lot of content to it. That we decided we want to streamline and create one document so you have one place to look. So say you're looking to revamp your onboarding process or your recruiting process. We've made these PDF documents for you that breaks everything down. Everything from the introduction, what are the key roles, what do you need to consider, what are the best practices, what is the difference between doing a virtual onboarding or one in person. It takes the guesswork out of some of these processes and it gives you a place to go where you know you can get immediate answers. And again, just makes it quick and simple if you're looking to, say, revamp something. And we have these also for, sexual harassment prevention toolkits, safety toolkits, if you're looking for more OSHA support. Again, any of those big HR topics, we've created these so our members can have something they can print out, have at their desk if they need to, just for some guidance. Now, checklists. This is another thing because in HR, you want to make sure that you're staying on top of things, especially when it comes to compliance and all of those dates and deadlines associated with it. So one of the things that we do, and again, with the guidance of Mark Adams, who's our compliance director, we make sure that our members know about those key HR compliance dates and deadlines whenever something happens for that year. So we come out with the 2025 checklist, and can get this to pull up. This basically breaks down into every quarter, even all of the New England states, what you need to be looking at in terms of HR and compliance deadlines, because it can be so easy if you don't have someone looking out for you to miss one of these critical deadlines. You want to make sure that you're looking at this. So we try to make it as easy as possible so you don't miss anything that could get you into trouble down the line. So again, we do have Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, New York, Rhode Island, and Vermont. So anything that is in the New England territory, we do keep an eye out for any of those pressing deadlines that you should know about. And again, these checklists kind of work the same. So we have I-9 So anything that you, if you're an organized person, these are really beneficial. I know I love them just to keep track of what maybe I'm missing, but that's just some of the resources that we have there. And then our members also get access to our HR resources and compliance tools. This is our Xywave platform. So a brief overview as to what this is a national HR and compliance database that we subscribe to that our members get access to for free. Um, and this is super beneficial because I like to say it's your new HR Wikipedia for those of you who aren't familiar with it. What it is, it breaks down any of the key HR topics, anything that you might be doing research on or you might need some more information. This is where you can go to get it without having to search 10 different Google sites and worry about, is the information contradicting each other? Is it up to date? Is it compliant? This platform we rely on quite frequently. It is updated regularly. It includes all 50 states, and it is super helpful if you're just looking for some quick information that you want to know that you can trust if you want to do the research yourself. Now, under the content library, and I won't go too in depth in it for the sake of time, but I will show you just a quick review of what it looks like and what's in here. Under the HR tab, these are all just different types of topics that you can look at if you are looking for more information. So, for instance, say you're looking to brush up on performance reviews and you're looking maybe assessment logs, maybe you're looking to figure out new forms. All of these things are in here. And again, as you can see, it breaks it down into pretty quick and digestible pieces of information. They go into Form I-9s, different types of checklists here as well. So this is really good for just quick hits of information that you're looking for. Employee retention, records and files again. And then as you can see here, it's quite a great resource just to have at your disposal. So you don't have to waste time searching the internet for something that you could easily find here. And again, most of the things in the content library work very similar. Again, any of the topics, you can also use the search bar up here. You can look. One of the biggest features, though, that our members like to use is the state laws category. So say you're looking to just brush up on HR employment laws in your specific state. This is super, super neat because I'll just give Massachusetts, for example. You click on the state that you're currently in, where your organization is, and it shows all of the employment laws and anything compliance related that you would need to know about, all in one place, all with quick pieces of information. And it does tell you where all that information is coming from. So if you want to do some more digging on the side, you can do that too. But say you're looking for, just for this instance, something on drug and alcohol testing in Massachusetts. This is all information that you can take. It tells you what it is, who it applies to. And as you can tell, there's quite a few of these laws that you can do some research on. Again, this is just another resource for you if you're looking to do some investigative work or brush up on some HR information. We also have the HR app section, and this is really, really neat as well. These are what we call at EANE the plug and play wizards. So these are all things that you to streamline the process. So say you're looking to do your performance reviews. There's an app for that in here. So there's a performance review builder. And how all of these work is that it'll ask you a couple questions specific to your organization. And then all you have to do is kind of fill that in and it creates it for you. So no more having to make it completely from scratch. This is a great way to kind of build a template out for it. And again, they have everything from custom job building descriptions to performance reviews, and a total compensation statement builder. You name it, it's in here. Very, very neat. And there's also as well the handbook builder too. This is another one of those templates that you can use. So say you do not have a handbook already made. We like to say at EANE, we have a do-it-yourself option, or we can do it for you. And this is one of the tools that some of our smaller members who maybe don't want to go through the whole process of developing a handbook from scratch, They'd like to try it out themselves, see what happens. This is a really nice tool because it'll ask you again questions about your company, suggest certain policies, so it'll build it for you based on the information that you give. And then, of course, if you have that and you're like, okay, I think I just want to get it reviewed and checked, the A&E team can do that for you. Um, we can sit with you, kind of review, redline anything that might be problematic. But again, we just like to point out that with Xywave, the subscription that our members have access to, there is Handbook Builders, which is a pretty unique thing. And it does streamline the process. It takes some time, but it's got a couple of unique features in there. Now, this is Xywave again. So this is something that we subscribe to, but a lot of our members like to use it just as their new kind of HR Wikipedia, their Google source. It's just a resource there. Now, a few other things that membership includes with EANE. We believe in continuous learning, especially in the world of HR. Everything is changing all the time, and it could be changing work demographics in your workforce, and you want to make sure that you're engaging the new generations that are coming in. It's just super important, at least to engage and retain your staff. So one of the things that we do for our members is that each month we hold webinars, and these are free for them to attend. If there's people on their team that maybe they don't want on the membership account to attend, they can also add them on free of charge. And what we do is we archive these webinars. So I'll just show you a couple examples. So every month we have an exceptional workplace webinar, and this could be on topics everywhere from communication, leadership styles, business trends for 2025, around those sorts. So I know we just did one in January for that, or the art of leadership team alignment. We also have the HR compliance webinars too for our members, and those are every other month or as needed, depending on what's going on in the current environment, and what we think our members need to know about. And all of these, again, they're free to attend. They're normally in the mornings, and they have great topics. I know we did one on Connecticut sick leave changes. We've done on mass pay transparency, ADA, and reasonable accommodations. And what we do is that we understand that, especially in this environment, you're probably very busy. You might not always have time to attend everything live. So we do record them, and our members can go back and watch them at any time. I can tell you in this webinar library alone, there's over 150 recorded webinars that you have access to, which is a lot of learning if you're looking to start your HR from scratch and kind of, figure out maybe what are you missing. There's so many great topics in here. So that's just another thing at your disposal that you can have and go back and watch and share if you'd like. And again, we're coming out with new content all the time. We have them every single month for our members, and we're really, staying on top of the trends. Because again, with the HR hotline too, we answer over 4,000 calls annually. We know what's on the top of mind for HR professionals and business leaders. So we can kind of figure out what topics would really benefit our members based on what we're hearing as the biggest problems, as the biggest, what's on the top of their mind. So there's fresh content coming out quite regularly, and that also impacts too the types of learning and development trainings that we have and we schedule for the future. Because listening to our members and seeing what they're experiencing in the local environment is so important to us, because we want to make sure that we're helping them the best that we can. So those are kind of the webinar elements to it, that you have in membership. And another thing that we do, and it relates to this tile here, is that we have what we call newsletters and e-alerts that we send to our members. And kind of to explain what this is quickly is there's been a lot changing, I think, in the HR environment, and our compliance director, Mark Adams, he is working around the clock to make sure that any of our members are getting the information they need to make the right decisions that are compliant and the right for their people. So what we do is anytime that there's a major compliance or legislation change in a state that could be impacting our members, what we do is we send out written communication, typically that day of or the next day. We really try to be as timely as possible. And we send these emails out to our members. We call these e-alerts. So this is such a benefit just to have the support and the reassurance from our team, to make sure that you're not missing something. And while you're probably checking the news quite often, it's nice just to have someone with an HR lens who's evaluating what's going on to be able to give you that communication so you know and that you can move forward with confidence. So for January, these are some of the ones that we've sent out. And again, if there is something going on in, say, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, we will send out communications for that as well because we are based in the Northeast. But this is typically kind of what they look like. So we'll send out these communications. We'll let you know what's going on, who it impacts, and how we might be able to work with you to make sure that you're staying compliant moving forward. And again, these communications that we send out, it's an invitation to reach out to our hotline too, because we know that if we send it or sending these e-alerts out, you're probably going to have questions. And our HR team is ready on standby to make sure that you know what exactly is happening and how you can move forward and make changes, whether it be changes to a policy or something more business structural. We're going to work with you on that. And they're also, another thing about our team of HR experts is we pride ourselves on being local experts, right? So everyone on that team has worked within the Northeast region. So they're well versed in both the federal and the state compliance elements to it. So if something like that happens, you can feel confident calling them and they'll be able to kind of give you the right direction there. But again, those e-alerts, those are something that we really just like to let our members know that we're there for you to give you the backing and support on the HR side of things. And we also send out monthly newsletters and things like that. So we're always making sure that our members are staying engaged. And then one other really awesome part of membership too is the community. So you don't just have access right to our HR professionals and our team on the learning and development side, but you also have access to our entire member base. And as I mentioned earlier on, when we started this, we have over 1,000 different members that work with us. That's over 4,000 contacts between all of those organizations that you can get connected to and build your community. So we created HR Connected, which is our online member forum. So if you become a member with the Employers Association of the Northeast, you also get access to this. Now, mine's going to look a little bit different because I am an admin, but for the most part, it should look the same. But what this is you get to go into public discussions. And this is an area where you can ask best practices, um, for maybe a certain HR situation that's come up, and you're looking for more so guidance from other members. Maybe you're looking to see, we have an anonymous member here that's asking about 401k matches. So this is just a great place to ask questions, maybe you're looking for recommendations on a benefit provider or to see what other people in a very similar industry are doing. How are they managing their personnel? This is a place that you can go and feel confident asking different questions and connecting with the members. Um, Again, as you can see here, there is the option to post things anonymously. So maybe there's something going on and you just want a second opinion from a similar industry and you don't want to put your name or your company out there. There's also the options to post anonymously here so you can feel comfortable asking the questions that you need to without fear. But again, this is just another great way to get connected to. We always like to point this out because very rarely will you be able to join in on a membership organization that has to do with HR and get connected to business leaders, HR professionals. This is just a one-stop shop for that. And I will say our members are very supportive of one another. So if you have a question, typically people will be responding quite quickly. So that is kind of what is incorporated in that membership dashboard here. But I kind of want to also talk a little bit about the L&D portion or the learning and development portion of the Employers Association. I'm going to go up to the events calendar here. It's loading. So as you can see, this is our events calendar. And I know I talked a little bit about how one of the benefits of membership is that you get 30% discounts on all of our trainings, both on-site and public trainings. So this is our calendar just for public, but just to give you an idea of, you're probably wondering, well, do you do trainings quite often? This is just what we have for this month alone. We're constantly updating this, again, based on what we're hearing from members, what there's a big need for. But we have everything from the Microsoft Office Excel, to the EANE Discovery Tours. We have professional certification study groups. So say there's someone that's looking to get their SHRM or HRCI certification, we can do that. And we also have things like what's trending in return to office. So there are quite a few, from everything ranging from leadership to technology to professional development training. That is all here. A lot of our trainings are online because, like I mentioned, a lot of our members are spread out across New England. So we try to be as accommodating as possible. But again, these are trainings that you can either sign yourself up for or people on your team, and members do get those exclusive pricings. And then also, I will talk a little bit too about the human resource solutions page. And then we can tie this into to some of the NERC benefits that NERC members have. As I mentioned, so membership comes with a plethora of free things. We call them member benefits, like the HR hotline and things like that. But we also know that with HR, there might be specific projects that come up that you're looking to just kind of hand off and you don't really want to do it yourself. And you're looking for more just some expert support to just do it for you. This is where we have our HR side of the house, right? Um, we have everything from the HR audits to handbook development and review. And members always get 30% discounts on any of these types of projects. But as a NERC member, we've also opened up some of these a la carte HR services to you as well. Those range from the employee handbooks to strategic planning, to our recruiting services. And there's quite a few. So I recommend, if there's something specific that you're looking for, maybe an HR project, to definitely check out the NERC webpage where the EANE menu of services and brochure is listed. But on that note, there's a lot of those things that we are opening up those member pricings for. And we are a nonprofit, so we like to say we do our best to try to keep prices as reasonable as possible. We work with a lot of smaller businesses, but with extending that 30%, it's quite a savings. So if there's something that you're looking for, maybe it could be succession planning, or you're looking for maybe just a quick checkup that's an hour consultation just to see where you're at in terms of HR, that is things that we can offer. Um, Again, this is Pam Thornton here on the video, but she's our director of HR services. But everyone on our HR team, again, they've had 10, 15 plus years of experience. They're all certified in HR. And we have people that range from different specialties. So we have some people that are certified just in compensation and benchmarking work. And that is really what their focus is on. That's their specialty. And we have other people that really focus quite, on just the handbook development and the HR audits. So these are all things, again, that we just like to point out that our members can have access to, but you as a NERC member have access to them as well. You don't have to be a member necessarily to take advantage of these. And now that you have exclusive member pricing, that is definitely something that, you might want to look at if there's, say, a project down the line or a need that you'd like more information on. Um, but that is kind of what we do in general. And I want to make sure that I'm going to go over the menu a little bit more in detail. But there is one other thing too that I just want to point out that we do in terms of this. So benchmark surveys. This is something, again, for members, but you don't have to be necessarily a member to participate. Each year, we also run these benchmark surveys right here. So this is our current calendar for 2025. One of the benefits of being a member with us is that if you participate in any of these surveys, you get the results for free, which is quite a savings. However, say maybe you don't want to participate or you don't necessarily want to become a member, we do allow non-members to purchase the results for these as well. And this is, really unique. Sometimes people are calling and they're like, I don't know where to get this information or where the surveys are. So just as a quick note that we do run these, a lot of them are national, because we do work with the other employers associations across the United States. But we also run several of the regional surveys as well, because we can collect data from our own member base across the Northeast. So this is another really great point of membership. So say if you're ever looking for that survey data, we can do that as well. And then I'm going to go quickly back to membership here. Um, and one other thing that we like to point out too in terms of membership that you would have available to you is our partner program as well. All of these, we know that we want to vet any of our partners. So if you're looking to say purchase a background checking or unemployment insurance or retirement services, all of our members also get discounts on these. So this is a really great place to kind of check. We also work with Paylocity, different compensation data. So again, these are all one partners that we've vetted, we've worked with, so they're approved suppliers of business products. So again, this is not all of our members take part in this, but we do like to point out that it is an option if you're ever in the market for that, that we do have those discounts available for you there. Great. And then I'm going to quickly share one more time the NERC menu of services that we have out, because now I've shared a little bit about the Employers Association of the Northeast, what comes with membership. But right now you're probably asking yourself, well, I'm a NERC member, so what do I have available to me? What can I take part in? So I'm going to quickly pull that up. So some of you have probably seen on the NERC website. This is our a la carte HR services menu and a little bit about us. So some of the things that I mentioned, right? If you're looking for those employee handbooks, the strategic planning, maybe job description writing, anything like that, you'll have 30% discounts on. Um, but if you're like a lot of some of my smaller members that I work with, there's sometimes the questions on, well, I don't know what I necessarily need, and I don't really know where my HR gaps are. This is where I would recommend the HR checkup, right? And this is something, again, we're going to offer to NERC members that we have what we call an HR snapshot. It's kind of like a mini audit in a sense. But don't be too alarmed. It's not as scary as that sounds. What it is more of a self-evaluation. So we'll send you questionnaires where you can go through what your HR practices are. And what that does will give you a score back, right? Based on potential gaps in terms of compliance, maybe some issues that we see could arise down the line. We'll also look at maybe best practices, things that you could shore up in terms of managing your workforce that we think could become a problem. That is what the HR checkup is. And once we get that report back, we'll send it to you, we'll give you the score, and that comes with the 60-minute consultation with one of our HR professionals on staff. And this is an excellent starting point if maybe you're just not sure if you're doing everything correct. The snapshot audit, it doesn't take too long itself. I think a lot of our members can get it done in a reasonable amount of time. But again, if we find something, and we like to say this again and again, if there's something, a red flag that we see, we're not going to report you. It's not, we're here to help. That is the biggest thing we always like to point out. Is that our number one priority is that we set you up for success and that you're managing your people correct and that there are no gaps. There's nothing compliance wise that could get you into trouble down the line. And again, that 60-minute consultation, they're not going to tell you just what they saw, but they're going to suggest what they think you should do next. It's the guidance part, which is so critical because that's great when someone gives you a lot of information. You're like, okay, well, what now? What do I do with that? That consultation is going to give you those next steps and kind of guide you through each way, because I know that's so important. And then another thing that, so again, that's for $299. I know that's there, but there's some special pricing on that. So if you're, not sure where to start, but you know that you need to make some improvements to your HR, I would 100% maybe consider this because that'll give you that starting point. Again, it's not as in-depth as, say, a full audit. It won't be going through every policy form, every file that you have. But say you do need that, we can also work with you on that. But this is more so basic surface level to get you started. And then we also have the EANE membership as well. So as a NERC member, say some of the things that I showed you today really resonated with you. you think it could be a great fit for your organization or just an extra resource to make sure that you're doing things right, NERC members do get a 10% discount off of their first year of membership with us. So again, if that's something that you're interested in, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to kind of walk you through what the options are for that. But this is definitely, a great kind of discount. Normally, we don't offer that for everyone, but again, since NERC is such an amazing organization and we believe in what they've been doing, we would love to extend that to you. And then, of course, there is that one other thing here, which maybe you're not ready to commit to a full year of membership with us, but you'd like to just try it out. You'd like to see, okay, well, I see what they have available on the website. I like the idea of the HR hotline, but I'm not sure exactly if it's going to be the best thing. The EANE Discovery Pass is a great way to try it out. It's 90 days. You have the option to extend it at a prorated amount. So you get really all the benefits that come with membership. You get access to the hotline, you get access to the website and all of those great resources there. But you just want to give it a try first. So you can try it for 90 days. And if it's not for you, if you're not using it, there's no obligation that you have to continue it. And that is the biggest thing that we like to say. We're really all about just making sure that it's good fit for you and your team. So again, this is just a great way to kind of try it out, see what it is, and get your hands dirty with the EANE services. So that is also great. And then lastly, again, I know I mentioned this in the beginning, but as a NERC member, you have the option to give the HR hotline a call. You get one free call. So please, I encourage you to try it out. It's such a great resource. Again, we get thousands of calls each year from a variety of different topics. And I would love to have everyone kind of experience what that's like, because I know from my point of view, having one of those burning questions that's keeping you up at night, that's no fun. You want to make sure that you're getting the support you need when you need it. And that's what our team is here for, to make sure whether it's a second opinion or next steps or how to have a difficult conversation if someone's not performing. That is what our HR hotline is for. So again, I am on the membership team with EANE. I've been here for a little while now, so I'm getting used to everything, but I've been working a lot with different types of partnerships like this. So please use me as your concierge person. Maybe you're looking just to kind of find more information about EANE or see how it might be a good fit. Or more importantly, maybe one of these a la carte HR services, something like that is resonating with you and you think there might be a need, please reach out to me. I am available to kind of go over what those entail. I know for the sake of time, I wish I could go through each one, but I can kind of walk you through how that process works. But again, use me as a resource, whether you just want to learn more about EANE or if there's something that we might be able to help you with. I know Megan and Sophie have been great. I'm so excited that they have been able to partner with us, and we're excited to hopefully working with more of the NERC members. But I think I'm going to stop my screen share now and see if there was any other questions that maybe popped in when I was talking.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sam. That was really thorough and excellent, very detailed. Does anyone on the call have any questions? And it's okay if you don't. Sam will provide her contact information directly, so you can always reach out to her as well. But we'll just, give it a couple minutes and see if anyone wants to put anything into the Q&A box.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was really, really great. I always love to hear about EANE and all of the great offerings that you have. You have been a huge valuable resource to NERC, and so we're really excited to be able to just, extend that option to our members to join and take advantage of that.
No, and we're so excited too. And I think our biggest thing, especially at the Employers Association, is we want to make sure that if there's any time that there's an HR need or something that we could be helping you with, whether it's on the HR side of things, managing your people or training, that we're here to be as a resource. So, Megan, thank you so much for even just introducing us today. And I know that we're so excited just to begin working with you for more going forward.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. And yeah, look forward to talking with you soon.
All right, thank you.